Do you have any other stories about Raven?
No, I mean Raven. I never had any. Oh, wait a minute. I do have a funny story. I remember he was I was in a room and he had like they put like tarp in the hotel lobby and they like put soap in and fucking water and they used that as a slip and slide in the hotel lobby. I mean not lobby but upstairs, and they had some girls in bikinis just sliding up and up and down the hallway, topless and shit. So I mean that's the only story I ever seen, Raven do something crazy like that. But I mean I heard stories, but I was never partaking of his adventures. I had my own.
Yeah. What do you think would happen in these days? You hear all these stories about the craziness of each other, and I heard that the one of the handicapped person having to watch his
wife get fucked by
yes. I mean, if they had cell phones back then, how many people would be getting fired or be put in jail with the stuff that would happen on a typical...
The funny thing about that story is that I remember getting the phone call, like, brother, you gotta come down here. And I'm like, for what? Because I used to always stay the opposite of the boys. I didn't want the parties ending up in my room. Yeah. So if the guys all stayed on the second floor, I always stayed on the third floor on the other side of the building.
Yeah.
Because of that. So when they called me to come downstairs, I was like, all right, I'll come down. And when I went up there, they literally had this guy in a wheelchair. He had the little seatbelt gimmick, in his wheelchair because you could tell he had atrophy in his legs. Yeah. And they had him pinned, and I think they were doing coke before that. So they put the brakes on his wheelchair, and they had the bed pushed up against him and the wall. So he's literally like it's sitting there crying, and Balls is fucking this guy's wife, and the guy's like reaching and grabbing my wife. And I'm like, what the fuck? And like you said, if there was cameras, if there was cell phones, we would all been in jail. And that's the weirdest thing. Like, it's weird how the woke situation back then, like all these guys getting in trouble for these girl situations, and they get blackballed, and I'm like, but why none of these women from ECW ever come out? Because we did, not saying we did a lot of worse things, it was just there's a lot of sexual parties and a lot of crazy shit going on, and nobody ever come out of the woodwork and said, hey, Kingpin Angel, fuck me with his feet, stuff like that. But no, it's just weird, because like I said, nobody's ever come out to ever say anything about the boys in ECW.